بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. A saintly person says that whilst performing tawaf, I saw a middle-aged man who became weak due to much ibadah. He used a walking stick to assist him along the way during tawaf. I inquired from him where he was from. He said Khurasan. He then asked me, how long does it take you from your town to this place? I replied, 2 to 3 months. He said, then you also do not perform Hajj annually? I asked, how many days did it take you to come from your city? He said, 5 years. I remarked, by Allah, this is indeed Allah's blessing and a proof of your sincere love for Him. He smiled and read this poem. The beloved one must be visited. Through great distance may separate, all hardship and trial should not become obstacles in the path of his home. This is the reason why the lover very often visits the beloved. Story number 48. A saintly man says, on the road to Mecca, I saw a young man walking along in such a manner as if he experienced extreme pleasure. I asked, why do I see you walking in such ecstasy? He replied, this is the walk of those young men who are the servants of the most beneficent Allah. Then he read this poem. For your sake with pride and pleasure I walk, but when your remembrance is made, from fear I melt. If I had the right to die of my own will, then it would be from yearning for you and in honor in your rank, the Most High. Then I inquired, you are walking in this desert, where's your camel and where are your provisions? He looked at me closely and then said, think, dear brother, and consider, if a poor and weak slave go to a door of a wealthy master to visit him, and with him he takes his food and drink, will the master not command that such a slave be thrown out? Seeing that my Lord has invited me to his house, I depend upon him to see my needs. Saying this, the young man disappeared. Story 49. Another saintly man says, I was once a resident in Mecca. There I saw a fakir performing tawaf. Later he took a note from his pocket and read it. On the second day he did the same action, and then also on the third day. Then on another day he again read the note, and having gone but a short distance, he fell down dead. I took the paper from his pocket, and on it I found these Quranic verses written, وَاصْبِرْ لِحُكْمِ رَبِّكَ فَإِنَّكَ بِأَعْيُنِنَا. Translation, now await in patience the command of your sustainer, for verily you are in our eyes. Originally, this verse is addressed to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in which Allah says that you wait for these infidel enemies to be punished, but have patience till the coming of Allah's punishment. Do not worry about their chastisement of you and your companions, because you are in my care. In any case, although the verse was originally meant as consolation for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the general meaning is much wider. Story number 50. A group of people one day visited Bishr Hafi rahmatullahi alayhi. He asked them, who are you people? They replied, we are from Syria and are on our way to perform Hajj. We have stopped here to greet you. He said, may Allah reward you well. They said, it is our earnest wish that you accompany us so that we may be blessed in your esteemed presence in our midst. Bishr Hafi rahmatullahi alayhi begged to be excused from going with them. When they were persistent in their request, he said at last that I shall come with you on 3 conditions. Firstly, we shall not take any provisions for the road. Secondly, we shall not beg from anyone on the road. And thirdly, if on the road anyone presents us with anything, we shall not accept it. They replied that we are prepared to accept the first 2 conditions, that we carry no provisions and refrain from asking and begging. But we do not see ourselves having the power to refuse anything if people give to us. Bishr said, in that case it will mean that you will travel depending on the provisions of others and not solely on Allah. If this third condition is not acceptable, then I cannot come with you. Leave me as I am, you may depart. Then he said, the best of the indigent ones are 3 kinds. Firstly, those who beg not, and if they are granted without begging, they refuse to accept. These are the spiritual ones. Surely those who beg not, but when granted they accept. For such ones a table is laid in Allah's presence, Thirdly, those who are in need and beg of others and take only as much as they need. Their truthfulness wipes away their fault. Story 51. Sheikh Abu Ja'far Haddad rahmatullahi alayhi, the teacher of Junaid Baghdadi rahmatullahi alayhi, says, I once stayed in Mecca in such a state that I could not find no money with which to have my hair cut. At that time my hair had grown very long. I went to a barber. From his appearance I took him to be a righteous man. I said to him, for Allah's sake, I ask you to cut my hair. He then replied, yes, I shall do that now. At that time he was busy cutting the hair of a seemingly unrighteous person. He stopped and first dressed my hair. Then he gave me a rolled up piece of paper wherein I found a few dirhams. I accepted it and said to myself that whenever any money came to me, I shall give it to the barber. I went to the haram and there I met a brother who said to me, I have bought a bag from you from your brother in Basra. Kindly take it. These are 300 sovereigns in it. He gives it to you for Allah's sake. I took the bag to the barber and said to him, here are 300 sovereigns. Take it for yourself and spend it for your needs. He replied, dear Shaykh, are you not ashamed of yourself? In the first place you asked me to dress your hair for Allah's sake, and now you come and pay me for it. Go, I have forgiven you. Story 52. Ibrahim bin Adham rahmatullahi alayhi said to a man during the tawaf, remember, dear brother, you shall never be counted among the righteous ones until you have crossed 6 bridges. Firstly, that you close the door of favors on yourself and open the door of hardship for yourself. Secondly, that you refrain from love of honor and prefer humility. Thirdly, that you refrain from comfort and accept hardship. Fourthly, that you discard love of sleep and enforce on yourself love of remaining awake for ibadah. And fifthly, that you discard riches and prefer poverty. Sixthly, that you disassociate yourself from hoping and preparing for death. Story number 53. Muhammad bin Hussein Baghdadi rahmatullahi alayhi relates that while on Hajj, I was once walking through the marketplaces of Mecca. There I saw an old man holding a young girl by the hand. The girl was very thin, but spiritually light shone from her face. The old man shouted, who is there that will buy this slave girl from me, on condition that I am not responsible for any of her faults? Who is there that will pay me 20 sovereigns for this girl? I went nearer and asked him what her faults were, to which he replied that this girl is mad. She remains in sorrow and grief at all times. She fasts all day and performs salah all night. She neither eats nor drinks and continuously remained in solitude. When I heard this, I took a liking to the girl. I bought her and took her home. She continued to cast her eyes to the ground, when finally she lifted her eyes and asked me, my small master, may Allah bless you, where are you from? I replied, Iraq. She asked, where is Iraq? But where in Iraq, Basra or Kufa? I said, neither of the two. She asked, are you then from Baghdad? I replied, yes. She said, how fortunate. That is the town of the great saints. This surprised me, because what is such a girl supposed to know about the ascetics and saints when she only moves from one master's room to another? Then in jest I asked her, which of the great saints do you know? She replied, Malik bin Dinar rahmatullahi alayhi, Bishri Hafi, Salih Mari, Abu Hatim, Ma'ruf Kharki rahmatullahi alayhi, Muhammad bin Hussein Baghdadi, Rabia Adawiya, and Maimuna. May Allah bless them all. I asked her, how do you know about them all? She replied, O young man, why should I not know them? By Allah, these people are the doctors of hearts. They are the ones leading the lovers to the beloved. Then she recited some lines. They are the ones whose thoughts are locked with Allah, and no thoughts remain to attach to anyone else. Their aim is to but please their master. How great an aim to communicate with him. Neither worldly goods can shake them, no pleasure derived from food, neither lustful ecstasy, nor the love of offspring dear, neither wealth nor riches. None can drive them from his love. I said, dear girl, I am Muhammad bin Hussein. She replied, praise to Allah. I have prayed to him that he caused me to meet you. But where is the pleasant voice of yours with which you revive the hearts of followers, and the sound of which fills the ears of the heart? He replied, it is still with me. She said, by Allah, recite to me from the Holy Quran. As I recited Bismillahir Rahmanir Raheem, she gave a loud cry and fell down unconscious. I splashed water over her and she was revived. And she said, if on hearing his name this happens to me, how will it be when I shall recognize and see him on the day of Qiyamah? Please continue the recitation. I recited, أم حسب الذين اشترحوا السيئات أن نجرهم كالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات سواء محياهم وماتهم ساء ما يحكمون. Translation: to those who seek after evil ways, think that we shall hold them equal with those who believe and do righteous deeds. That equal will be their life and their death. Ill is the judgment that they make. When she heard this, she said, praise and thanks be to Allah. I have never worshipped any idols, neither kissed them. Please read further. I read, إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ نَارًا آتِ بِهِمْ سُرَادِقُهَا وَإِنْ يَسْتَغِيثُوا يُغَاثُوا بِمَاءٍ كَالْمُحْلِ يَشْوِي الْوُجُوهِ بِئْسَ الشَّرَابُ وَسَاءَتْ مُرْتَفَقًا. For the wrongdoers, we have prepared a fire whose flaming canopy shall enclose them. And if they cry for water, they shall be relieved with water, like the dregs of oil, which will scald their faces. How dreadful the drink, and how evil the resting place. Hearing this, she said, you have made your heart inclined towards losing hope in mercy. Let it become directed midway between hope and fear. Recite some more. May Allah have mercy upon you. Then recited, وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ مُسْفِرَةٌ ضَاحِكَةٌ مُسْتَبْشِرَةٌ. Some faces that day will be beaming, laughing and rejoicing. وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاظِرَةٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةٌ. Some faces that day will beam in beauty, looking towards the Sustainer. She exclaimed, oh, how long for that day when he shall shine in all his glory before his friends. Please recite some more. May Allah have mercy on you. Then I recited a few verses of Surah Waqi'ah. يطوف عليهم ولدان مخلدون بأكواب وأباريك وكأس من معين لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون لأصحاب اليمين. Read about them will serve youths of perpetual freshness with goblets, beakers and cups filled with clear flowing drinks. Their heads shall not ache by drinking, neither shall their reason be disturbed, and with the fruits from that which they choose, and the flesh of birds of the kind that they shall desire, and there shall accompany them fair damsels, having large black eyes, like unto pearls hidden, a reward for the deeds of the past life. Therein they hear no vain or sinful discourse, only the saying, peace, peace, and the companions of the right hand. How happy shall the companions of the right hand be! They will be among low trees without thorns, and most trees laden with fruit, and shade long extended, and water ever flowing, and fruit in abundance, neither ending nor forbidden, and carpets raised. We have created those maidens by a special creation, and have made them virgins, loving of equal age, for the companions of the right hand. Then she said, perhaps you also have proposed marriage to these damsels of paradise, and surely you must have spent some time by way of mahar to them. I asked, then tell me, what is their mahar? I am but a poor man. She said, their mahar is fasting by day and saying tahajjud prayers by night and loving the poor. Then she recited some lines. Listen to me, you that proposes marriage to the dark-eyed damsels of paradise, seeking them so high in rank. Exert yourself and be not lazy in your search. Exert your soul towards patient perseverance, for their marriage price is tahajjud prayers and fasting. And when your eyes shall behold them as they turn to you like pomegranates, their breasts are raised as they walk, along in the company of similar form of splendor, then indeed shall fly from your mind all the beauty and splendor of this world. When she came to an end of these lines, she again sank into unconsciousness, and again I had to sprinkle water over her. And when I had revived her, she recited this poem. Do not punish me, O Allah, for I confess to you my faults, and many are the sins I have committed that you have forgiven. Men consider me good, yet if you forgive me not, then worst of mankind am I. No other weapon have I, say my hope in the pardon you grant and my faith in you. where again she again collapsed and died. Her death filled me with great sorrow. I went into the marketplace to buy material for her burial, but when I returned, I found that the body was already wrapped in 2 green coverings, fragrantly scented and ready for the burial. On the green coffin, which is reminiscent of the dress of paradise, 2 lines were brightly written. In the first line was written, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. And on the second line was written, Ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Verily the friends of Allah shall have no fear and they shall not grieve. My friend and I picked up the corpse. We recited the funeral prayer and buried the body. There were recited Surah Yasin, and with tears of sorrow for her death, I returned to my room. After having performed 2 rakat salah, I fell asleep. In a dream, I saw her walking in paradise, dressed in silk and brocade, with a crown of pearls on her head. On her feet, she had red rubies covered shoes, and from her person exuded the fragrant smell of musk and amber. Her face shone brighter than the moon and the sun. I said to her, wait a while, tell me, why is it that you have received all this honor? She replied, it is as a reward for having loved the poor and the needy, seeking much forgiveness from Allah, and for having removed obstacles from the path of the Muslims. Then she finally recited these lines, Blessed is he who spends the nights awake in prayer and in restlessness for Allah's love, and weeps and wails for faults committed, and in sorrow and grief for sins admitted, and in fear of Allah's anger stand before him by night, and while on high, Allah's grace protects them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also give us the tawfiq to do deeds like this and become close to Allah. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu
لا إله إلا الله سيدنا ونبينا وشفيعنا وحبيبنا وسندنا ومولانا محمد رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا إله إلا الله 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 محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا إلا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا الله والله 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 الله الله والله 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 لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا الله 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 لا إله إلا الله الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا كثيرا. يا رب صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. هو الحبيب الذي ترجى شفاعته لكل هول من الأهوال مقتهم. الله حاضري الله ناظري الله معي الله حاضري الله ناظري الله معي الله حاضري الله ناظري الله معي.
سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد ان لا اله الا انت نستغفرك ونتوب اليك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الامي وعلى اله وصحبه وسلم. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنه وفي الاخره حسنه وقنا عذاب النار. رب اغفر وارحم وانت خير الراحمين. رب تعالى مہربانی سے خدا کا ذکر قبول فرمائیے. ہم سب کو ذکر کی برکت نصیب فرمائیے. ذکر کے انوار، ذکر کی روشنی، ذکر کے ذریعے آپ کا قرب، آپ کی محبت، آپ کی معرفت، آپ کی معیت، آپ کا دھیان، آپ کا استحضار نصیب فرمائیے. دوام ذکر اور احتساب والی کیفیت عطا فرمائیے. ہماری خطاؤں سے درگزر فرمائیے. ہمیں آپ کا قرب اور آپ کی محبت اور آپ کی معرفت عطا فرمائیے. تمام ہم ذاکرین اور ذاکرات کو اپنے محبوبین اور مقبولین میں شامل فرمائیے. اولیاء اللہ المخلصین العارفین الواصلین الکاملین الذاکرین الشاغلین میں شامل فرمائیے. یا اللہ، یا اللہ، الذاکرین اللہ کثیرا والذاکرات میں شمار فرمائیے. اعد اللہ لهم مغفرۃ واجرا عظیما نصیب فرمائیے. پروردگار عالم پوری امت کو ذکر کرنے والی بنا دیجیے. پوری امت پر سے غفلت کو ہٹا دیجیے. پوری امت کی مشکلات کو آسان فرما دیجیے. پریشان حالوں کی پریشانیاں ختم فرمائیے. جہاں جہاں جو جس طرح تکلیف میں اس کی تکلیف دور فرمائیے. یا اللہ، بیماروں کو شفا عطا فرمائیے. مرحومین کی مغفرت فرمائیے. بے روزگاروں کو اچھا روزگار نصیب فرمائیے. جس کی جو انفرادی اجتماعی حاجت ہے اس کو پورا فرمائیے. مظلومین کی مدد فرمائیے. خصوصاً فلسطین کے مسلمانوں پر رحم فرمائیے. روز روز شہید ہوتے ہیں. یا اللہ، ہم سے دیکھا نہیں جاتا. ہم جانتے ہیں اس میں بھی آپ کی کوئی حکمت ہے. آپ بھی بلندی بے پرواز چلانا چاہتے ہیں بے شک. یا اللہ، یا اللہ، لیکن ہم کمزور ہیں. یا اللہ، امتحان یا اللہ پورا ہو گیا. یا اللہ، ان بیچاروں کے لیے قیامت کو جو پڑی ہے اس کو دور فرمائیے. ان کے لیے آسانیاں فرمائیے، مدد فرمائیے. شہیدوں کے خون کو قبول فرمائیے. یا اللہ، شہید کے خون کو بیکار نہ جانے دیجیے. معصوم بچوں پر رحم فرمائیے. کمزور اور بیوہ عورتوں پر رحم فرمائیے. بچوں اور بوڑھوں پر رحم فرمائیے. بیماروں کو شفا عطا فرمائیے. یا اللہ، آپ کے نیک بندوں کی مدد و نصرت، حفاظت و حمایت فرمائیے. ان کے لیے نئے نئے راستے ہموار فرمائیے. پروردگار عالم، اور بھوکے پیاسوں کو دانہ پانی نصیب فرمائیے. اللہ، مسجد اقصی کی حفاظت فرمائیے. ہر مومن مسلم کے جان مال عزت آبرو اولاد دین ایمان کی حفاظت فرمائیے. پروردگار عالم، ہمارے یہاں الیکشن ہے، اس میں خیر مقدر فرمائیے. اللہم اغفر لنا واختر لنا، اللہم اغفر لنا واختر لنا، اللہم اغفر لنا واختر لنا. اچھے عادل منصف رحم دل حاکم نصیب فرمائیے. انصاف پسند حاکم نصیب فرمائیے. رعیت کے ساتھ اللہ رحم دلی کرنے والے حاکم نصیب فرمائیے. بدماش، گنڈے، لچے، لبنگے، لٹیرے، ریدی، یا اللہ حاکموں سے حفاظت فرمائیے. اور یا اللہ، پورے ملک میں امن و امان قائم فرمائیے. پورے ملک کی معیشت اور اکنامی کی حفاظت فرمائیے. NHS کی حفاظت فرمائیے. یا اللہ، ظالمانہ سسٹم سے نجات عطا فرمائیے. عدل اور انصاف والا سسٹم نصیب فرمائیے. یا اللہ، اور ظلم سے نجات عطا فرمائیے. مسلمانوں اور غیر مسلم دونوں کے حال پر رحم فرمائیے. اور یا یا اللہ ہمارے اس اپنائے ہوئے ملک کی حفاظت فرما دیجیے، ہماری مساجد کی، مدارس کی، دارالعلوموں کی، اسلامک اسکول، اسلامک انسٹیٹیوٹ، اسلامک چیریٹیز کی حفاظت فرما دیجیے یا اللہ، رائٹ ونگ ایکسٹریمسٹ متشدد سے حفاظت فرمائیے یا اللہ، فرانس میں بھی رائٹ ونگ والوں سے حفاظت فرمائیے، پورے یورپ میں رائٹ ونگ ایکسٹریمسٹ متشدد سے حفاظت فرمائیے اور پوری یورپ میں عدل اور انصاف قائم فرمائیے یا اللہ، امریکہ کے الیکشن میں بھی خیر کے فیصلے فرمائیے، وہاں بھی ظالموں سے نجات عطا فرمائیے یا اللہ، اور ہر جگہ امن و امان قائم فرمائیے یا اللہ، ہمارے عرب اور عجم پر رحم فرمائیے، افغانستان میں بھی ظالم حکمرانوں سے نجات عطا فرمائیے، حکمرانوں کو ہدایت نصیب فرمائیے، عوام کو بھی ہدایت عطا فرمائیے، حرمین شریفین کی حفاظت فرمائیے، حرمین شریفین کو فسق و فجور، سینما، ناچ گانا اور یا اللہ LGBT اور کفر اور شرک اور ارتداد کے کلچر سے پاک فرمائیے یا اللہ، وہاں پر بھی اس قسم کی چیزیں فیمنزم جان بوجھ کر گھسائی گئی ہیں، ان کے شر سے نجات عطا فرمائیے اور ہمارے ہندو پاک افغان، برما، بنگال، روہنگیا، ویگر، چائنا، کشمیر، افریقہ، امریکہ، سوڈان، نائجیریا، افریقہ، جہاں جہاں مسلمان آباد ہیں، تکلیف میں ہے، سب کی تکلیف دور فرمائیے، مسلمانوں کے قلوب میں جوڑ پیدا فرمائیے یا اللہ، تعاون علی الخیر کی توفیق عطا فرمائیے، تعاون علی الاثم والعدوان سے حفاظت فرمائیے، ہماری ٹوٹی پھوٹی دعائیں سن لیجیے یا اللہ، جو حضرات دعا میں شامل ہیں، ہر ایک کے دل میں جو بھی حاجت ہے اس کو پورا فرمائیے اور تیرا عالم ہمارے اکابر پر، زندوں مرحومین پر اپنی رحمت نازل فرمائیے، ماں باپ پر بھی اللہ، ہمارے سبھی رشتہ داروں پر اپنی رحمت نازل فرمائیے، ہمارے بیوی بچوں کو نیک صالح اور آنکھوں کی ٹھنڈک خوشی کا ذریعہ بنائیے، حفاظت فرمائیے، ہماری اس جگہ کی، دوسری کی، تیسری کی، سب کی حفاظت فرمائیے، سب کی ساری ضرورتیں پوری فرمائیے، اچھے معاون، مددگار، خدمت گزار نصیب فرمائیے، جو تعاون کرتے ہیں ان سب کو جزائے خیر عطا فرمائیے، ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا انك انت التواب الرحيم وصل اللهم وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى وصحبه اجمعين برحمتك يا ارحم الراحمين. شراط پڑھ لیں انشاءاللہ مقبول جمعے کا ثواب ملے گا.